morning everybody, welcome to Bumble Stitches Vlogmas day 22. It is Tuesday the 22nd of December. My name is Nicola and it's lovely to be back again this morning with you. In fact, while I was getting ready this morning, I was thinking I'm really going to miss this when it's all over. I'm going to miss our daily chats and sharing things with you. It's going to be really strange, but yeah, so we've still got obviously 3 more days, today the 23rd and then Christmas Eve, and then yes, it'll be just a chance to kick back and relax for Christmas time. So I hope you're all well. Thank you for your lovely comments on yesterday. You saw that I did get the shopping done, the grocery shopping, and it really was not fun in there. And I do realise as I moan about my shopping trip that I am lucky to be able to go to the shops and to be able to get everything that I need. But yeah, it was pretty grim in there, and the queues were right round the building, which is the worst I've seen them since, well, the whole of this pandemic. They've not been that bad at all, but I guess Christmas plus everything else, it's just to be expected. But it's done now, and it means now is the time for just getting everything finally ready at home, ready for our Christmas day. Christmas lunch this year will be just myself and Justin and the 2 girls, Lulu and Emily. And I did get a question about what we'll be having for our Christmas day lunch or dinner. We tend to have it round about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which I think is quite sort of traditional. I think people tend to sort of have lunch round about the time of the Queen's speech. Yeah, maybe a bit before, but we tend to have ours about 3 o'clock. And we'll be having all the traditional turkey. That reminds me, I need to get that out of the freezer. I bought a boneless turkey crown in Marks and Spencer's last week. As soon as they became available, I bought one and stuck it in the freezer because I thought if I can't get one, then we'll be stuck. So I must get that out of the freezer. So roast turkey, I've got a ham to roast, piece of ham. We will have pigs in blankets, which if you don't know are the little thin sausages with bacon wrapped around them. They just at first to disappear. Vegetables, we'll be having homemade roast potatoes. We've got carrot and swede sort of mashed together. Brussels sprouts, probably broccoli, possibly cauliflower cheese, and Yorkshire pudding. And then we will also have cranberry sauce and gravy. We don't have bread sauce. In fact, I've never tried it. I know it's tradition, but I've never tried it. And I think you tend to have what your mum gave you, don't you? You just have what you're used to in your family, and we never ever had bread sauce. What we do have is an amazing stuffing that's made. We have I certainly have the sort of the traditional one. It's normally like pork and chestnut stuffing, so we'll have that. I got those from Marks and Spencer's. But we always have in our family a cheese and parsley stuffing, and the recipe is, well, I know it from obviously my mum and my nan, and I think it came from my great nan, so my mum's nan, and probably from beyond there. I mean, that part of our family is Italian, so I don't know if it's an Italian thing. But yeah, it's basically breadcrumbs and parsley and lots of cheese and seasoning, you know, and an egg to bind it together. But it is the most amazing thing. It's delicious, and you can just. The trouble is, while you're slicing it up for your lunch, you could just end up eating it. So, but it is completely delicious, and I'll be making that this week as well. So that's what we'll be having for our Christmas lunch. I'm going to be in the kitchen today, you'll all be pleased to hear. It's going to be a bit of a ginger day today, so I'm going to be making the sticky gingerbread. I shared this the other day from Nigella, so I'm going to be making the sticky gingerbread today. I will link the recipe down below in the description box if you fancy having a go. If you like ginger, this is amazing. When I do mine, I don't add the, I think she adds, yeah, some fresh ginger. I don't add that, I just use the ground ginger, and I think mine's delicious. So, but yeah, if you fancy joining me in the kitchen in a little while, we'll be making gingerbread. I also need to make another batch of the chocolate Christmas cookies because mysteriously they all seem to have got eaten. So, well, which is good because they wouldn't have lasted till Christmas anyway. So I'm going to be making another batch of those. Shall I open my Advent and then I'll tell you what I'm going to be doing this afternoon. So many things to do now. It's all good though. Right, I didn't even show you the package, did I? Merrily open it up. So this is stitchery number, try and put it back together again, 22. And in here, oh, this is sweet. This is super sweet. A little ornament, joy. We all need some of that, don't we? How pretty is that? A little bit of vintage fabric. There's a berry there. I don't know if that's a rose hip or a sloe berry, something like that. Some antique rusty wire, and the wood, it looks like it's been stamped on the painted wood and just plain at the back. That's beautiful. I think that would sit quite nicely in my tiered tray in the dining room, so I shall pop that there. Lovely, really like that. So following on with my today's ginger theme, this afternoon, I did share this before, I'm going to have a go at this. So these are the gingerbread men. This was part of the Stitchery's charity pattern that she released last year. And I did have someone ask me for this pattern. I'll try and pop a link in the description box below to take you to it. It is still live, but she does, it's a free, the pattern is free, but Nikki does ask that you make a donation to the charity. So if you could please observe that when you download it. And I'm sure even just, you know, a nominal amount, $1 or £1 will all goes towards the good cause. But yeah, so I'll make a link towards that. And then this afternoon, I'm going to have a go at doing the painting on the fabric with my watercolour paints that I got from Hobbycraft last week. So yeah, I thought I'd share that with you when I have a go at that later, and then they'll be ready for some stitching. So that's my day's plans. I hope you've got a good day planned, or you've had a good day if you're watching this later on. I know that by the time I upload, it's probably normally the morning in America and sort of the afternoon in Europe and Australia. I'm sorry guys, I haven't got a clue what time. I'm guessing, yeah, it's making my head hurt, I can't think of it. So have a good day or afternoon or whatever you're having now, and I'll catch up with you a little bit later on. Okay, so I'm going to have a little go at painting the fabric for my little gingerbread men. I've already baked my actual gingerbread, so I'm going to have a little go at these now. yes, you can see what we're aiming for. It's the faces, the hands and the feet that need to be painted with the watercolour paint. I've got all my threads ready for later on. So I've got my paints and some water and a brush, my really cute little palette that I got in my Stitchery Advent, some scrap paper and some kitchen towel, because yes, I've not done this before. So first thing I'm going to do is have a little play around. I've got my watercolours, as you can see, I haven't used them yet, but I've got I think this is burnt sienna and this is Van Dyke brown here. So I'm going to have a little play around and see which is the right shade for the gingerbread men, and yeah, then we'll have a little go at painting them. So I've had a little play with the colour because I want to get the colours right before I start. So this here was the Van Dyke brown on its own, which is a little bit too sort of chocolatey brown, and the burnt sienna was a little bit too orange. So I've just done a little mix of the two. That's still a bit wet, so that's these two colours combined, and I think that's probably the closest to gingery sort of colour that I can get. So I'm now going to be super brave and get my fabric, and I'm going to try. I did watch the tutorial that Nikki put out, and she says to use tiny sort of dabbing motions to lay the colour down, sort of this kind of thing. So I'm going to have a little go at doing that, and obviously we're going to start in the centre of the shape because the water in the paint will want to spread through the fabric and it's going to spread outwards. So if we start towards the middle, then I have a better chance of trying to control it. So I'm just going to get a little tiny bit more water in here. I just don't want that to be too wet as I do it, and I think I'm just going to start here. So I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but you can see tiny little dabs, and it is spreading. I'd rather have to keep adding more than end up with a big huge amount of paint that I can't then remove. And of course at the end this is going to be embroidered, so it will be outlined with stitching. And hopefully will be really, really pretty. So I'll just carry on doing this and speed it up a little bit for you as I'm painting, and then show you when it's dried off and see what the results are. So as you can see, I'm almost at the end of painting these little guys, and it's not nearly as scary as I thought it might be. It's actually been really enjoyable and quite relaxing, and I think it's really bringing them to life. So I think that will do for now, and I just need to let them dry. And you can see on the picture they do have their little rosy cheeks here, and I think she recommends that you do that with I think even with some blusher or something. I have to double check. Yeah, she says make the rosy cheeks with either a coloured pencil or blusher, and she says blusher is actually a bit more subtle, so I might do that. Just pop a little tiny bit of blusher on a cotton bud and just do their little cheeks when everything's all stitched. But yes, so that's the little gingerbread men, and when they're all dry tomorrow and I've done a bit of stitching on them, I'll share them again tomorrow.